and wasn't picked to win the series at all. And to come back and win it, and then Giannis improve and get better every single game. And I think the most impressive thing that I seen tonight, the 50-point performance, was off the charts, but 17 of 19 from the foul line.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that again.
Yeah, say it
Giannis
loud.
was 17 of 19 from the foul line. And all we heard about him in this series was that Giannis is struggling, can't shoot free throws. But Giannis, baby, you was making him tonight.
Yeah.
Do that dancing party, baby.
Do that dance. He's doing the Greek freak with the two-step.
Hey.
Who can we talk to about keeping a camera on Giannis for the next, 48 hours?
Why not?
I'd watch every bit of it.
Why not?
It is his time. It is Giannis's time. But I can't be happy. Like I said, he had to hear. Can you imagine just being great, and instead of your greatness being celebrated, you have to consistently hear about what you're not? Man.
I mean, Brendan, you mentioned that you hadn't seen a performance this dominant since Shaquille O'Neal, and look at the other names on that list: Bob Pettit, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. With the most points in a finals clinching game in NBA history, and now Giannis's name is among those greats.
Not only is his name among those greats, we really have to kind of put into perspective what we're watching, what we see as evolving here. Giannis will go down in history as a champion and a great dancer, but he's also going to go down in history, as probably the most dominant power forward to ever play all game of basketball. You talking about, Brendan, such a unique player that our league has never seen, and other kids will grow up now wanting to emulate and be like Giannis.
You want to know what's scary? What's scary is he's only 26 years old, and he's yet to scratch the surface.
Yeah.
Like I said, tonight's not the night to talk about what Giannis can't do, but we all know there's some things he can improve on, and he's still this dominant.
But he's not still growing, is he? I mean, come on. When we looked at that earlier,
at 26 years old, he can still grow as far as in his game of basketball, and he's this dominant right now. Yeah. Zeke, you said it before the show. The league might need to be scared because Giannis might have a 5 to 8 year run where he's that guy.
Yeah, and when you look at Elijah Wan and Jordan, they had those 8 years. Elijah Wan won twice, Jordan won 6 times. Okay, now Giannis is up there. Can he keep dominating like those two did? I believe he can.
Hey, Zeke,
I believe so too.
I know you didn't play video games like that back in the day. But sometimes when you on the video game, and listen, when you got beat, you had to tell the guy that, hey, did we say pass the sticks? You gotta pass. Hey, it might be time for LeBron to pass the sticks. The best player in the league might be here in Milwaukee right now.
I think LeBron would be happy to pass the sticks to this one.
Yes. So with that being said, guys,
yes.
I think the biggest thing, when you looked at LeBron's run, you looked at the Rockets' run, the pressure now is on the front office. It's a good pressure because now it's about putting the right people or continue to have the right people around Giannis so he can continue to succeed. So I agree with everything you're talking about, guys. Put the right people around Giannis, he can continue to win ball games.
Speaking of LeBron, 3D, these Bucks become just the 5th team in league history to come back from an 0-2 deficit to win the NBA Finals. I know you were in the building for maybe 3 of those?
Yes.
This one, 2016, 2006 as well. What is it like, though, when a team completes a comeback?
Well, it's phenomenal to watch, guys, because you see how they're locked in, you see the focus, and you see the details, Zeke, you talked about earlier. Even though Drew Holiday didn't shoot the ball particularly well, you saw him continue to get steal after steal, assist, set the offense up, make timely baskets, even though he wasn't shooting well. So the focus for this team for 4 straight ball games was just off the chart. So you're going to understand why this crowd is still out here going crazy, because they watched their team regroup, refocus, and run 4 straight.
The Bucks, though, going 50 seasons between NBA championships, now tops the record previously held by the Detroit Pistons when you all won in 1989. So speaking from experience and knowing when a fan base is starved for decades for a title, what does it mean to a franchise and to a city?
I mean, again, the emotions that you experience, not only as a team, but then that you share with your fan base, with your communities. And, you know, Christian and Brendan, we've worked with Steve Smith, Chris Webber, you know, we got Jalen Rose over there on ESPN. I mean, so all those guys from Detroit grew up as young men, you know, watching and feeling all celebration. So Giannis has no idea, and the Bucks have no idea of the type of young men and women that they've just influenced and sharing in this victory with them.
The champagne shower.
Let it be known.
I am on a 24-hour champagne diet.
Yes,
Come on,
It
Giannis,
must
do
be
your
like
thing.
this,
Do your
right?
thing.
See?
Wow. I still get a little teary and emotion whenever I see like celebrations, because I know that feeling. Do you feel that way too, Brendan?
You get happy for other champions.
Yes. Yes.
You know what you felt, you know what you went through.
Yeah.
When you see somebody else get to experience it, you get happy for other champions. You're like, man, I remember that moment. I'm so happy for Giannis, or I'm so happy for a guy like a Jeff Teague that gets to experience that. PJ Tucker, so many guys that help this team that aren't the biggest names, whether we're talking about Bobby Portis, DiVincenzo, who got hurt, but he was a big part of helping get this team to the playoffs. You just get happy to see all those guys have that champagne diet, put those goggles on and be champions and do that dance. Do your dance, Donovan. We're going to call that the Greek two-step.
Yes,
He
sir.
did, though, Brendan, become the first international player to be crowned Finals MVP since Dirk back in 2011. What is it like to play alongside a once-in-a-franchise player like him?
When you play with somebody that is that unique, sometimes you take it for granted, but then there's times when you just watch and you're just like, wow, it's incredible what this guy does. In 2011, we would sometimes just watch Dirk and be like, man, this dude's 7 feet tall, shooting one-leg fadeaways. Now, I know one-leg fadeaways seem like pretty routine now, but in 2011, he was the only guy doing it. And when you see somebody 7 feet doing it, it's amazing. And it's the same thing with Giannis. When you see somebody 6'11", 7 feet tall, handling the ball in transition, Euro stepping all around the court, getting assists, but then at the same time making timely blocks and shutting down the basket, making plays above the rim. You're like, what are we really watching here? The guy's nicknamed the Greek Freak, and for a good reason, because on the court he's freakish. Hey, maybe for the dance moves too.
Nigerian born, moved to Greece. He and his brothers hustling on the streets. You know, the way that they came up, just hard grinding. You know, his story is so beautiful. Watching the NBA from afar, wanting to be a champion, talking about these moments.
And now three of them are.
And then living it. I mean, as you said, all three of them as kids. I mean, it is such a beautiful, incredible, international, inspirational story that has really never happened. I mean, it's, you know, it's the stuff that, you know, fairy tales are made of.
Without a doubt. 3D, I want you to weigh in here as well, because Giannis